Good morning, everybody. It's 10 o'clock, and in the interest of time, I want to keep us on task and on board or on target. So I've shared the agenda for today for our folks who are online. For my folks in the room, the agenda is in the back. Please make sure you sign in. Online folks, Cindy is recording who's present in the virtual realm. If I could start and have an approval of the February minutes. I've got a first here in person and a second. Thank you. Those meeting minutes, if you were unable to be here at last month's meeting, are available on the APC website. Thanks to Cindy, she gets those updated for us. So if you want to review that, the link is in the agenda for today. And I can also send that back out. Otherwise, it's on the website on the APC page if you want to see that. I know Lee is quite busy, so he does not have an activity, but that doesn't mean that we won't send something out via email. I recall that we talked a bit about March Madness. So that could be forthcoming to everybody via email, so watch out for that. And so we'll start with committee updates. The first thing to talk about is upcoming professional development and a social event. The annual employee recognition award and luncheon is scheduled for in-person on Wednesday, April 20th in the OSC ballroom. That event will be from 11:30 to 1:30. The committee met earlier this week, so an invitation should be coming out shortly or a hold for your calendars. So make sure you put that on that. There will be an expectation of an RSVP, so you will need to confirm in advance that you'll be attending, and instructions will come out later this week or next week with more information about that. But if you want to hold that on your calendars now, just so that it's kind of on your radar. The piece that we need to ask for from all of you would be nominations. So I'm going to copy the link, and this is for the Outstanding Professional Award. The form is accepting applicants now. The deadline for that will be March 28th. I know that's a quick turnaround, but then we have a committee that has to come together, review those submissions, and make their recommendations. And so this is an opportunity for some APC service. The committee is typically the previous year's award winner. So last year, Bree Norman was the APC Outstanding Professional Staff. So she will be on the committee. Tracy will lead it. We typically have a member of the community, which Tracy heads this up, and so she pulls somebody from the alumni board. And so then we need one more at-large APC rep who would serve on the committee. So if you are interested in being on the selection committee for this award, please email me, or if you're here present, let me know at the end of the meeting, and I'll get your name to Tracy so that you can participate in that. So again, that nominations are open and due on the 28th. I will send a follow-up email so that everybody has that link who may not have attended today, and we'll get that out to you. Let's see, Lee, you're here. Do you want to come up and energize us?
I am here,
okay.
Yes, thank you.
There we go.
Good morning, everybody. We're on this thing. So APC Fund Committee friends, thank you for being here at APC, and to all of you online, I can't see, but there appear to be 36 of you. Thank you for attending. Happy to have you in person. Just some follow-up, and then I want to share something that you probably already know about, but there's probably at least a couple of us online that have not played before. It's not so much a competition this time as it has been in the past. I'm too tall for this. Mine for your camera here. I'll just get beard cam only. Brilliant. Friends, I wanted to follow up on last month's APC Fund Committee. We did have a competition that was rousing and enjoyable, centered around the American Football Championship game that happened, and we had 4 people win the contest. I did send out an email. The winners, which I see at least a couple here in attendance live in person, included Alyssa Vargas Lopez and Katie Otto from the Department of Admissions. Congratulations to you both. I have a gift for you here. The overall winner was Anissa Manzanares from the PAC Center, who I don't see from the PAC Center here, but I will track her down and give her a gift. And there was one other winner, Elizabeth something, I don't recall her name. Anyway, friends, so congratulations to them. I do have gifts here in person to hand out, and I will track you down and find you if you're not here in person. Aside from that, I wanted to share this month's fun committee endeavor, which if you're not already playing, you should start. It's called the Wordle. Raise your hand. Those in attendance, are you playing Wordle already? Raise your hand. I see not as many hands as I expected. This is so great. So, friends, this is the new hot thing on the internet if you're lonely and bored like I am. It's great to do over your coffee in the morning. It's great to do in your lunch break. It takes about 5 minutes. It's a little puzzle. It's free to play. If you're into word puzzles, if you do crosswords, if you know the English language, this is the puzzle for you, my friends. It's Wordle, and you look at it and you see here, you say, what even is that? There's just a bunch of blank boxes, but it had some instructions. I closed them for no reason. Okay, so it's a word. There's one word. You get one a day. You can't just spend all your time doing this. So I don't want any of the supervisors on the call here to think my employees are going to learn these things and they're going to waste all their time doing the Wordle in the office. And nobody's going to write that email or schedule that meeting or attend my Zoom and pay very close attention. There's only one a day, and it really only takes like 5 minutes. So you get 6 chances to guess the word. It's a 5-letter word every day, and like you can visit with your friends about this. Be like, did you get today's word? I'll be like, oh my God, it was so hard. And so basically, I don't know if you've ever played a board game called Mastermind, but it's sort of like that, where you make a guess. So you make a guess of your first word. If you get the right letter in the right place, it turns green, like we see here for the W in query. If you get it wrong, if you get the right letter but in the wrong place, it'll turn yellow. And if it stays black, then that letter is not in the word. So we're going to go ahead and play together on this. So you get 6 chances here, and you can see the.
I already did it. I already did it.
Some of us may have already done this. Please don't shout out the answer, Nicole. So today's Wordle. So you might think, okay, what could I do for my first word? I'm going to go with trite. Just like when Lee gets up and starts to talk about the fun committee, we've already heard it. It's recycled stuff, trite stuff. So what are my letters? Okay. So I'm missing several letters, but there is one T. There's not 2 T's in there. There's one T, and it's in that exact spot. So I've got one of my letters correct. So I need another guess at what this could be. I've got the T in the right spot. How about south? That seems like it might be it. Oh my gosh, you guys. Suddenly, I've got the T and the H in the right spot and the O in the right spot. But there's no S and there's no U. And you can see down here on your keyboard, the ones that you've used that are dead are black. So I know there's no I's, there's no E's, there's no U's or T's or R's or S's in this word. North. That's a great guess. Ainsley, thank you. Is it north? No, there is an N, however. So we can see the N is in there, but it's not right there. Now I know these 3 are in the right spots. So that means the N has got to be in the middle right there. Great guess, Ainsley. So it's something O-N-T-H. What is that, Derek Lopez? Month. Okay, let's try month. That's a great guess. Green, 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 ding. Splendid. Thank you, Team APC on the Wordle. And that's it. So you can see there's 13 hours. You can't just go in and play another one. You got to wait till tomorrow for the Wordle. But it's a fun thing to just do in the morning, in the afternoon, anytime. You can do it on your phone. It's free from the New York Times. It's an enjoyable little word puzzle, and it keeps your stats. And you can see sometimes you'll get it on like your 2nd or 3rd guess, and you feel really smart. And sometimes you're like down to your 6th one, and you're like grinding. You're like, oh my God, what's it gonna be? Because it could be 2 different words with 1 letter, and you've got some very close. Or sometimes you just blow it and you make terrible guesses and you don't get it all the time. But You know, that's okay. Really, it's just part of a fun enjoyment, something you should do to, you know, utilize your brain a little bit. You know, I do it in the morning. I drink coffee. It kind of helps me wake up and think about things. So that's the Wordle. That's this month's APC. From me to you. Enjoy it. Log on. All you got to do is Google Wordle. It's the first thing. It'll say New York Times Wordle. It's a free game to play. And that's it. So congrats to the winners of the Super Bowl pool. I hope you all start playing Wordle next month. I'll check in, and if anybody wants to share that they got one on the first guess, which I've never gotten, but it would be us. Nicole Ferguson, however, has. So it is possible. We have living proof here, friends. And that's it. Thanks, everybody.
It is a terrible word. Once I recap, I'll send out an email to all of APC. I can put that link in there. And then there's also some very comical, like I saw Ainsley's face, like, what is Wordle? TikTok has some pretty funny videos about like just like what mind games they want to play with the Wordle. So I'll send something fun out. Exactly. Okay, so moving along, campus operations update. Obviously, masking has changed as of this week. It's still strongly recommended, but signage and building has changed. It's kind of the COVID update that we have. The bigger thing that I want to bring attention to is commencement. So commencement is scheduled for Saturday, May 7th. All employees, so not just APC, this goes for faculty, staff, classified staff. Everyone is expected to participate and work on Saturday of graduation. We will be swapping those hours worked on Saturday for Monday, May 9th. So the campus will be closed with the exception of some limited operations that, you know, we've got students who live on, so food still needs to be available. The rec center will still be open, staffed by our students, but all of the full-time staff of campus will be closed for general operations. We know that not all staff can commit to an 8-hour day on May 7th. And so Gina Alfonso leads commencement, but as a subcommittee, Gwen Young and I are managing the staffing piece of it for all of the employees who are supposed to support. And so we've come up with some additional options, like in the evening, the week leading up to graduation. So if your schedule does not allow you, whether that's personal arrangements that you have that you cannot work on Saturday, there are some alternatives. But the overall expectation is that employees are putting in 8 additional work hours to swap out that Monday. We are hopeful that the availability sheet will be out later this week, either from Gwen or myself. And then on that sheet, it will ask, here are the various shifts. What are you available? Yes, no, maybe. And then also if you've already been approved for time off. So if you cannot commit to any hours, the campus is closed. And so for those folks who cannot commit to any additional hours, they will need to take vacation time for those 8 hours. And that should be prearranged with your supervisor. And there will be an option on the info sheet that comes out for you to say, I can't commit to anything. I have arranged time off with my supervisor. So look for that this week, and then more information to come. Next is the university leadership team. We met on February 18th. It was part of a 2-part series. We had one on February 1st, I think, and then an immediate follow-up like about 2 weeks later. In the recap from the 18th, excuse me, we talked about 2 very specific topics. One was related to the equal pay. What's the full? I don't remember the full name of it. If HR is on, maybe somebody could correct what it is, but it's the Equal Pay Colorado Act. And so Jonna Doyle presented to ULT about that particular law, what those implications are for us as an institution as it relates for posting positions, making sure that we are being equitable as it relates to the difference in pay between men and women. And she provided some statistics based on some studies that were done here in the state of Colorado. And then the other piece that we talked about was the campus and what we're doing about equity and diversity as a campus and how that office and structure will be changing in the coming months. There wasn't any definite updates. It was a high level, here's some of the moves that we're doing, because there was some concern that we don't have a diversity, a primary person, director of diversity and inclusion. And so to ensure that we are following policies and procedures, there's some changes going on as it relates to HR and other equity issues on our campus. And so that we're anticipating we hear about that in the coming weeks. Anything else, ULT folks who were there? Okay. Then follow up on that, the Budgets Advisory Committee, or President's Budget Advisory Committee, we are scheduled to meet tomorrow. And so we'll have an update at our next meeting on the advisory committee. HR, I don't believe we have any updates, but I know I saw Jen Martin White on the call. Is there anything that HR wants to share?
I would, thanks, Emily. I would just share that we sent out the new goal document that I shared with this group at the last meeting. So supervisors will be scheduling time to goal set and review the updated competencies with our administrative professional employees. And those are due back into HR on March 31st. We will be having a lunch and learn. I've gotten a couple questions because we're hoping to have that scheduled for this week, but unfortunately I had some unexpected things come up. So we're looking at doing that on Friday, Friday, March 18th, having a lunch and learn in the general classroom building where we'll provide some lunch, and the form has been created on file bound. So I'll be excited to share that with those who are able to attend. So be looking for an invite to come out for that soon.
Great, thank you, Jen.
Mhm.
Okay. Next on our agenda is search committee updates and new staff introduction. Can we start with search committee updates? If anybody start in the room, does anybody have any search committee updates they want to share? Lee has something.
Yes, I do. Admissions has a couple of searches open. Currently, we're about to interview candidates for a communications specialist in our communications and technology department. We've got a couple of slate positions available, posted right now and not set to close for another week or so. An advancement specialist and just a slate CRM specialist to work with our admission software Slate. If you know anybody who has any experience with Slate or HTML or online other admission softwares, it's our best. I will say that our best Slate person we hired who had zero Slate experience, and now they are the guru and very helpful with Slate. So it's something that can be learned. They're good positions in the Department of Admissions. If you know anybody who thinks it is maybe of the mind, that might be a spot for them. Also, we have just posted the position of the assistant director for the University Track Centers. The previous assistant director resigned, and that position is now posted and available. It's open to internal and external candidates to oversee our 3 University Track Center coordinators, one of which is also a posted position in Colorado Springs. We're opening a new University Track Center at Harrison High School in South Colorado Springs. Great work on it by Derek Lopez and Alex Brady on getting a grant from the Daniels Fund to open that track center. We were hiring a coordinator there. That position is also open. It's a required bilingual Spanish-English. So if you know anybody who habla español y quiere una posición con el departamento de admisión, I would love to entertain their application. Beyond that, they will oversee those track centers, which we have in the high schools here. So excited to see some people join.
Cool. Anybody else in the room have search updates? I have one before I kick it to folks online. The position that was previously occupied by Scott Robertshaw is open and posted for application. We had a priority deadline of last week, and so we do have first round candidates that we're considering. But then if that falls through, then we'll go on to the next batch in the pool of that search. Keelan, I see your hand raised online.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Just so everybody's aware, we just finished up our search for the position title change. One second. The creative operations and brand director position, my old position at the university. We just finished up the search for that, and we hope to have somebody filled in that position in Greg's office probably this week or next week. So thank you.
Okay, John, I see your hand.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I just wanted to give an update. We do have a new staff member in the PAC Center. His name is Isaiah Madrid. He is the new Academy Success Coach. He's been with us for a few weeks now. So we're glad to have him on board with the whole Academy initiative. On the 16th of this month, we will be welcoming Anishka Macha. She is going to be the new transfer coordinator at PCC. She is an alum international student from CSU Pueblo. So we're excited to have her come back to the campus and help us out. And then we are right in the heart of a search for 2 academic success coaches within the PAC Center, and hope to have those filled within the next few weeks, or at least within the next month. So yeah, all of those are vision funded positions. So thanks, Donna, for that support. And I think that's about it for now.
Okay, thanks, John. Alex, I see your hand.
I also have a vision funded position. We just finished the search and offered, was accepted for a regional development associate. So Alexander Hansen will be starting next week. She is based in Metro Denver, along with myself and Keelan, and will be supporting our advancement operations with Dr. Donna Souter-Hodge out of the CSU system office.
Great, thank you. Trisha, I see your hand.
For those of you who know Emma Mitchell, this morning is her last morning on campus. She is going to be taking some annual leave, and she will be working remote for the week of March 21st, and her last day will be March 25th. So reach out to her if you haven't had the opportunity to bid her farewell, and wish her the best on her next chapter of her life. Her position is open, it's posted, and is open until next Tuesday. So if you know anybody who is interested in independent study program coordinator position, please have them apply for that position. We also have the prior learning position that's open, and I think those are all of the openings right now in extended studies.
Thank you. Cindy, do you have one? Or is your hand just up? Okay. And then Heather, I see your hand.
Oh, it's actually Dariana. I'm with Upward Bound. I was just, we have one new staff member. It's Brittany Andrada. She's right behind us here. She just started last week in the interim program specialist position. So hopefully once we open that search, she sticks around and applies. We're also at the end, hopefully the end of a search and screen for a student success advisor. And we recently just had another position open up, a college access advisor. Sean Sanchez, actually, his last day was the 28th of February, so last Monday. So quite a bit of change in Upward Bound too.
Yes, and Talent Search does have a new staff member, Gerard Lacey. I can't remember if I introduced him last month, but he's not in the call. So thank you.
Okay, thanks, Heather. Anybody else online have other introductions of new staff that they would like to share with the group?
Yes, this is Reginald Horst, the EOC director. We have 2 new staff coming aboard. We have Leanne Rodriguez. She's going to be the site coordinator for PCC. And we have Dr. Jermaine Brown. He's going to be the site coordinator for PPCC.
Okay, great, thank you. Anyone else online? And anybody else in person? Oh, I've got a couple over here. Okay.
All right. Hi, y'all. This is Ainsley from the Registrar's Office or RO. We had a banner administrative associate search that has since closed, and they should be starting on Wednesday next week. So we're very, very excited to do that. They're gonna help with a lot of the banner RO functions that we do. We're very excited about that. And I don't believe I mentioned this before, but we also were looking for a banner systems analyst. And since then, I've taken on that role internally. So a little bit of change there, but that's what we got right now.
And then
I'm Alex from Financial Aid, and we have Kayla who's joined us recently. We're hoping she will be counseling.
Okay, good, great, thank you, welcome. Thank you, everybody, and welcome to all of our new staff members. Next on the list is upcoming events and opportunities. We have a new ambassador for the Adopt a Highway program, Jacqueline Green. So Jacqueline and Catherine are working on their transitioning. So Catherine was in charge of it. Jackie is going to take over. They're working on that plan, and then we'll give a date for the month of April. So again, after our meeting, and as soon as I have that date, I'll share that with the APC group. This is a volunteer opportunity, a great way to get together and do something outside of work, and hopefully the weather holds. And after this next storm, we're done with all of the crazy weather. Jackie, you've got your hand raised if you want to go ahead.
Hi, can everyone hear me? We did plan for it to be April 2nd at 9 a.m. We are looking for a magical number of 16 volunteers. So there are 37 of you online. And more in person.
And we have about a dozen or so here in person too. So
Is there an online sign up for that?
there is an online sign up for that, and between Jackie and I will get it sent out. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. A few other events that Tracy wanted me to share about. Next Tuesday, March 15th is the kickoff event for the Drive, the Foundation's fundraising campaign. That is in Masari Arena at 10 a.m. Everyone is welcome to be there and encouraged to attend. So at 10 a.m. on March 15th. Women's basketball is traveling to West Texas A&M, and they're the 6th seed in the NCAA tournament. So it's very exciting for our women's basketball team. Spring football game is scheduled for Friday, April 15th. And then the last item on there is the President's Gala, which is scheduled for May 21st. And as those things grow closer, I'm sure we'll hear more about them. Anybody online have any events or opportunities that they want to share with APC, either for us to participate in or for us to encourage students to attend? Doing my counting in my head. How about in person? Do we have any events or opportunities for students? Just lots of work, right? Nancy, are you on the call yet?
Yes, I'm here.
There she is. Okay. Well, I'm going to transition to Nancy. Nancy is going to give us an update on the Works program to give all of our folks in person and online kind of a status update where we are with that vision initiative. You should have screen share access. I will stop sharing and I'll turn things over to you.
Terrific. Thank you so much. Are you guys able to see my presentation?
Yes, looks good.
All right, wonderful. So I'm Nancy Zimmer and I'm the Works Coordinator based here in the Career Center. I've been here since June, and I think since that time, a lot of activities have occurred and a lot of progress has been made. Just as a reminder, the CSU Pueblo Works Initiative is part of the Vision 2028 program. Specifically, it is to empower students and focus on the whole student success in and out of the classroom. What we've been able to do is provide specifically new student experiences, and those include experiential learning, expanded work study opportunities, embedded soft skills development, and apprenticeships, internships, and capstones. As you'll be able to see, a lot of different efforts and a lot of different departments and divisions and individuals all are working towards this Vision 2028. A lot of experiential learning opportunities as we're providing these new student experiences come from our traditional, our research opportunities that we're able to provide, internship, field placements. The other student employment is actually a experiential opportunity for students as they encounter workplace activities and workplace programs and things like that. The other initiatives you may be aware of, Allie's done a great job of promoting Parker Dewey, which is those paid micro internships that students can apply for and compete for short-term projects. Again, it's a great paid opportunity and gain valuable work experience with that. And then also the Forge program, which is a simulated work experiences that can be embedded also into academic classes and programs. But again, a career building activity students can enhance on their resume with that. We've been able to expand some work study opportunities, specifically through some federal financial aid dollars where the BSW students have been able to receive compensation for their mandatory placements, those required placements that they're able to be doing. Some of the student teachers have been able to access some paid funding too, which again is a huge relief for those students to be able to again be compensated for that. We also are exploring and have nonprofits placements, not just on campus for work study students, but also in the community, networking with professionals, and then also potentially building into other career opportunities. The big launch that we had was to embed soft skills development, and several of you might have received an email from me from the Career Ready Guide, which is a self-paced, about 4 to 5 hours training program that targets those NACE competencies that are so critical in the workplace. So we have a couple initiatives started. I just checked, we have some students already enrolled and going through that. We have over 400 students that can capitalize on this and be able to develop those skills, really understand how important teamwork, communication, professionalism, critical thinking, and then also how to capture those skills and develop those skills so that they can articulate it to an employer during an interview, on a resume, or in a career portfolio. In the final stages of finalizing a Blackboard module for a career portfolio, I just want to provide a couple examples. So I'm going to be working with a couple students to be able to do that so that they can then showcase these professional skills and again, for employment in the workplace. This is going to be an option for suitable badging. So I'm sure everybody's aware of suitable launch. And so the Career Ready Guide, as well as the career portfolio, is going to be a badge students can earn. Again, we have a very robust, I think, program with internships and capstones experiences. Allie does a fantastic job working with community employers, statewide opportunities, and then also with the faculty and academic staff. So a lot of opportunities through that. Student engagement, we're still updating the Works web pages, and primarily we're going to be connecting those to the Career Center page and then also with student employment. We've done another student surveys to kind of get more feedback from students. What is some of those issues, barriers that they might have for student employment and how they can be supported with that. We just did a student survey at the residence hall and provided some feedback and insight to those students that reside there. Some upcoming student recruitment for student employment opportunities. We're going to be working, doing a couple of events. Actually, next Wednesday we'll be in the residence hall. Of course, we have the Career Center activities and events, and those who participated in Create Your Story event was a wonderful turnout. Classroom presentations, and then also direct outreach. The specific program I've been also working on is the employer cost share. employment opportunity for students. So while we work with employers in the community, the subgroup identified the top community employers in both the private sector and nonprofits. And these are some of the projections that we're hoping to the program will entail. So students will be able to work up to 25 hours a week with the higher wage of $16 to $19.50 per hour. Students' positions will be posted same as in the student employment, like student hourly, and it will be designated as a works initiative with that. CSU Pueblo will be the employer of record, and so they will take on that employer responsibility of taxes, workers' compensation, and then the employer will be invoiced for 50% of those wages. We're finalizing some of the business financial processes. As you can imagine, we'll be invoicing employers, reconciling that with student hourly hours that they've worked and payments with that. So there's a lot of moving pieces, and so that we're just finalizing those processes. So again, a lot of institutional support has been occurring. Student financial services has been just wonderful, modeling kind of that same eligibility and processes with the program. Again, promoting student employment opportunities, looking across work study, student hourly, then of course this new employer cost sharing, which will be in the community with that. And then also connecting with student employee supervisors about opportunities such as the Career Ready Guide. Business financial services is a key element, establishing those processes and procedures. The PAC Center, we continue a strong relationship with the Career Center and the PAC Center, that strong collaboration, and then a collaboration, of course, with the success coaches and student advisors with that. And then working with academic departments and collaborating with faculty as well. I've had some conversations with the new SOCAP initiative, the media centers, and then also with chemistry to how we can incorporate employer and work experience into their divisions and departments as well. So really, here's my contact information. If there's any ideas, I'm kind of the point of connection. So as I mentioned, Allie's named several times, and also Kristen with Student Financial Services and how student employment works together with that to help students with the work experience process and student employment. So feel free to outreach to me, and I can make those connections as well.
Thank you, Nancy, for joining us today. Does anybody have any questions for Nancy? Okay. I don't have any questions in the room, and I don't see any online, so we'll keep on rolling, and looks like we'll get everybody out of here a little early. I just want to share the final things. Next meeting is for Wednesday, April 13th. It will be a joint meeting between APC and Classified Staff Council. Based on some feedback out of the ULT meetings, Dr. Mote and executive leadership have also asked if they can attend those meetings, just to kind of be in person and be in touch with staff. So they will be joining us, and there'll be an opportunity for some Q&A, specifically with the president, but executive leadership will be there as well, as I said. And then also Adam Koshis will be with us to present on the new space in the LARC called The Link. So if those are things that you don't know, acronyms, we'll learn all about that from Adam in our meeting next month. Before I ask for a motion to adjourn, it was also brought to Exec Council, potentially an event rather than doing a May meeting, doing some sort of social event. So if there's thoughts or ideas that anybody wants to bring forth, please feel free to send that to myself or other members of the executive committee. That'd be Lee Saunders, Ainsley Holman, Alani, Griggs, Novice Griggs. Nicole Ferguson, and Tracy Samora. Did I get everybody? Oh, and Cindy Jones-Shoeman. So we are your exec leadership. So feel free to suggest those ideas, something that we can do for May as an alternative to just a regular meeting. And then other than that, can I have a motion to adjourn? I see Ainsley as a first. And Lee is a second, and Nicole. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here online and in person. I appreciate it. And I'll see you next month.